The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The U.S. Coast Guard to increase the Bahamian border. The BUT alleging that a CV Bethel student threatened a teacher. And the F&M shooting down claims it's connected to a controversial political ad. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll be talking with Government High School Alumni Association about their big events coming up. And CIBC Clients Pre-Qualification Symposium is approaching. We'll give you details about that in business. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the U.S. Coast Guard announcing that it will increase patrols in key areas, including the border between the Bahamas and South Florida, in compliance with U.S. President Donald Trump's executive military personnel to protect the U.S. border. In a statement, Coast Guard saying that it is the world's premier maritime law enforcement agency and that it's vital to protecting America's maritime borders, territorial integrity, and sovereignty. Coast Guard Acting Commandant Admiral Kevin Lundy saying that, quote, per the President's executive orders, I've directed my operational commanders to immediately surge assets, cutters, aircraft, boats, and deployable specialized forces to increase Coast Guard presence. He said those surge and assets will be in key areas, including the southeast U.S. border approaching Florida, to deter and prevent maritime mass migration from Haiti and or Cuba, and the border between the Bahamas and Florida, the maritime border between the U.S. and Mexico in the Pacific, the maritime border between Texas and Mexico in the Gulf of Mexico. And so that in coordination with the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense teammates, they will, quote, detect, deter, interdict illegal migration, drug smuggling, and other terrorist or hostile activity before it reaches out of the U.S. border. Well, after U.S. President Donald Trump withdrew the U.S. from the World Health Organization, Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Michael Darville said he, like others, hopes the decision will be reversed. The U.S. has been the WHO's largest funder under former U.S. President Joe Biden. The country contributed nearly a fifth of the organization's annual budget. Darville saying yesterday that there's no need to panic, but emphasized that the important role that the WHO plays for countries like the Bahamas. A student at CV Bethel Senior High School, that's according to Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson. According to Wilson, 2 female students attacked another female student on Monday. She said that one of the attackers, when taken to the office, used profanity towards the teacher in the presence of the administrators and guidance counselors. saying, quote, "Not only did she threaten the teacher, but she also cursed her about her private parts. She had to be restrained from trying to attack the teacher. The school police dealt with the matter, and the school police had to call for backup." A 38-year-old policeman admitting to soliciting sex from a schoolgirl. Corporal Gregory Taylor pleaded guilty to attempted procuration of, and when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson for the start of his trial. The crime allegedly took place between August 2023 and January 5th, 2024. According to the prosecution, the 13-year-old initiated contact with Taylor after getting his number from her mother's phone. Taylor gave the mother his number after she made a complaint concerning a relative. Taylor and the minor's conversations later turned sexual, with him asking her to perform sex acts. He apologized to the girl and her mother. According to Taylor, the offense was out of character as he'd worked with young people for years without anything inappropriate happening. Taylor was allowed to remain on bail pending sentencing. A 28-year-old pilot facing multiple drug charges and a murder charge has been remanded to prison. Donald Ferguson II is charged with the murder of Giovanni Roll, who was killed at a private airport on Coral Harbor Road on June 16, 2024. Ferguson also faces 4 counts of conspiracy to import drugs and 2 counts of abetment to import drugs in connection to a $15 million drug seizure following a plane crash in Acklands on December 6th last year. He's also accused of possession of 7 grams of marijuana to supply on January 18th. Ferguson did not have to enter pleas to the murder and drug conspiracy and abetment charges when he appeared before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley, because he will be tried in the Supreme Court. The drug possession he pleaded not guilty to the drug possession charge. Ferguson returns to court on April 7th with respect to the drug conspiracy and abetment charges. The murder matter was adjourned to May 8th, and his trial for drug possession will begin on May 7th. And a 38-year-old man has admitted to murder without a formal plea deal. 38-year-old Cornell Cooper pleaded guilty to the June 28, 2024 murder of Heston Adderley when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. Adderley was fixing a motorcycle at Seven Hills when he was approached by Cooper, who slit his throat with a box cutter. A witness identified Cooper as the assailant. Cooper has been in custody since last June. His defense lawyer said that Cooper told her that Adderley was armed with a knife that he didn't use. She said that Cooper was remorseful and owned up to the crime when he was interviewed by police. Grant Thompson will hear sentencing submissions on January 31st. And F&M leader Michael Pintard claiming the PLP is in disarray and accused Prime Minister Davis of not being able to properly manage his cabinet. Pintard also shooting down claims from the PLP that the F&M is connected to a full-page ad printed in the Tribune on Monday, which threw support behind Minister of Energy and Transport JoBeth Colby Davis to become PLP deputy leader. That post is currently held by Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investments Chester Cooper. Pintard said people should find it noteworthy that the Prime Minister had to come out and publicly affirm after the ad was printed. Meanwhile, PLP Chairman and Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell yesterday said the ad was part of a design to fool people to support the F&M. Overseas, the House in the U.S. Wednesday giving final approval to a bill that requires the detainment of unauthorized immigrants accused of theft and violent crimes, marking the first legislation that President Donald Trump can sign as Congress, with some bipartisan support, swiftly moved in line with his plans to crack down on illegal immigration. Passage of the Laken-Riley Act, which is named after a Georgia nursing student who was murdered last year by a Venezuelan man, shows just how sharply the political debate over immigration has shifted to the right following Trump's election victory. Immigration policy has often been one of the most entrenched issues in Congress, but a crucial faction of 46 politically vulnerable Democrats joined with Republicans to lift the strict proposal to passage on a 263 to 156 vote tally. The bill would require a massive ramp-up in U.S. immigration and customs enforcement capabilities, but does not include any new funding. Meanwhile, the new president has launched a slew of executive orders intended to seal off the border of Mexico to immigration and ultimately deport millions of immigrants without permanent legal status in the U.S. Wednesday, Trump also canceled refugees resettlement, and his administration has signaled intentions to prosecute local law enforcement officials who do not enforce his new immigration policies. And the Right Reverend Marianne Edgar Buddy, Bishop of the Diocese of Washington, saying that she will continue to pray for President Donald Trump hours after he lashed out at her for her. Buddy telling the Associated Press, quote, "I don't consider him an enemy. I believe we can disagree respectfully and put our ideas out there and continue to stand for the convictions we've been given without resorting to violence of speech." Buddy making the direct appeal to Trump during a post-inauguration prayer service that he attended on Wednesday, asking him to show mercy to members of the LGBTQ+ community and migrants who are in the U.S. illegally. Trump called Buddy a, quote, "radical left hardline Trump hater" on his Truth Social site on Wednesday. In sports, a couple of the country's finest javelin throwers, both bound for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the fall 2025, turning exceptional performances at Throws Fest Series No. 1 meet in Jamaica. Tasha Stubbs, the NASA Guardians Junior Female Athlete of the Year for 2024, qualified for the CRIFT Games for a third time at the Jamaica College meet. She had a winning throw of 48.34 meters in the open women's javelin. Stubbs' training partner at Blue Chip Athletics, Dior Ray Scott, also qualifying for CRIFTA at the Jamaica College event, finishing second behind Stubbs with a personal best heave of 42.74 meters. It was her first time qualifying for the 2025 CRIFTA Games, and now brings the total number of qualifiers from Blue Chip Athletics. St. Augustine's College Big Red Machine securing a narrow victory over the St. John's College Giants as the BAISS, the Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools, senior boys basketball season continued Wednesday. The game ended with a score of 39-36 in favor of SAC. SAC dominated the first quarter, establishing early control, but the Giants fought back, leveling the score as they entered the third quarter. You can read more about the game in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL, Aaron Glenn is back where his NFL journey began nearly 31 years ago. He was a game-changing cornerback for the New York Jets then. Now he's tasked with helping to turn around the fortunes of the franchise. The Jets and Glenn agreeing to terms Wednesday on making the Detroit Lions defensive coordinator their head coach. Glenn, who oversaw the Lions defense the past 4 seasons, beat out 15 other candidates for the job as the Jets went through an extensive search. And they ended up choosing one of their former players, a first-round draft pick in 1994, mentored by Bill Parcells, who became one of the Jets' best players and developed into a well-respected and highly sought coach. The 52-year-old Glenn, who turned Detroit's defense into one of the best in the league, interviewed with Washington, Atlanta, Tennessee, and the LA Chargers last year. He met with the Jets, Jacksonville, and Las Vegas and Chicago this year. And from the NBA, Jimmy Butler suspended again by the Miami Heat. It's the second time in 3 weeks, a move that adds to the possibility that he has already played his final game for the franchise. Butler drew the latest suspension, this one would last for 2 games, for what the team in a statement said Wednesday night called a continued pattern of disregard of team rules, insubordinate conduct, and conduct detrimental to the team, including missing the Heat's flight to Milwaukee earlier in the day. The Heat were scheduled to play the Bucks on Saturday. The earliest he could play for the Heat again is Monday at home against Orlando, and that would hinge on him still being on the roster, which seems far from guaranteed. Butler told the Heat in recent weeks that he wants a trade, a demand he has not made publicly because league rules do not allow players to do so. Any player who makes such a demand is risking a fine of up to $150,000 if they make it known. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, we've got a frontal boundary that's fallen stationary across the central Bahamas. That's going to pull east of the area today. Meanwhile, an area of low pressure is going to develop along the boundary by tonight, and that will drag another frontal boundary across the Bahamas Friday into Saturday. Strong high pressure will then build across the islands through the weekend, and that's going to bring some cooler temperatures along with breezy conditions. There is a high risk of rip currents for Atlantic waters, and beachgoers and swimmers are strongly urged to avoid entering these waters as hazardous marine conditions will continue in these Atlantic exposed waters. So for today, for the northern islands, including Grand Bahama, look for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions with a 20 to 40% chance of showers. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming partly cloudy tonight, a 10% chance of spotty showers. For Bahamas, winds variable at 5 to 10 knots, becoming south to southwest at 10 knots by this afternoon, then northwesterly at 10 to 15 knots by tonight. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly to mostly sunny today, becoming fair tonight, about a 10% chance of showers, winds east to southeast at 10 knots, 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times. Temperature-wise today, look for highs near 80, maybe 81, 82 Fahrenheit even. It's about 27, 28 Celsius. Look for overnight lows tonight in the low to mid, the low 70s for most areas, but the mid to upper 60s for the extreme northern islands tonight. So ranging between 18 and 24 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You're listening to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located at the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Spain sounds like this. A little Caribbean, it can sound like this. The world needs more Caribbean. And with FedEx, you can ship your products to every corner with increased cargo capabilities, 24/7 shipment tracking, and shipping tools. Take your business worldwide and enjoy life a bit more like us.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on cable, Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Hanging in there.
Awesome.
A little congested, but hey. Hope all's well
Are
with you.
you taking something for your congestion?
Yeah. But the best stuff makes you drowsy, so you can't really do that in the daytime.
Stuff make you drowsy?
Yes.
Or does the drowsy stuff just make you drowsy?
But it also helps.
Mm.
Yeah. But hey, hope you're doing well, though.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Good stuff. We've got a lot to talk about this morning. Going on right now in the news. And in the news, quite a few interesting papers this morning. The headlines in both of the papers, pilot on drug and murder charges. You can read all about that in the papers today, both leading with that one there. The matter was highly discussed last year, so a lot of people have great interest in this story. You can read about it in The Guardian today. There's some disturbing stuff and some fascinating stuff. This story, policeman admits to soliciting sex from schoolgirl. He's 38. Pintart shooting down claims that the F&M is connected to political ad. We'll get to that in a bit. But let's get to this story. BUT alleges that CV Bethel student threatened a teacher. For more on what is going on here, well, let me give you a little bit of the background. So apparently a student at CV Bethel Senior High allegedly threatened a teacher at the school. Belinda Wilson says that two female students attacked another female student. One of the attackers, when taken to the office, got very verbally violent and aggressive. Take a listen to what she said in a voice note.
One of the attackers, when taken to the office, used profanity toward a teacher in the presence of the administrators and guidance counselors. Not only did she threaten the teacher, but she also cursed her about her private parts. She had to be restrained from trying to attack the teacher. The school police dealt with the matter, and the school police had to call for backup. So the teachers requested a meeting. They wrote a complaint of the list of concerns for their principal about safety on CV Bethel's campus and or the lack thereof of discipline for the students. So teachers held a series of meetings to discuss their safety in their workplace.
Okay. Hey, these are not new issues, but definitely issues to be concerned about. We know there've been incidents before, but let's talk about it. Do we have a problem with our young people in terms of the violent way they speak and the violent actions? I know we've been having this problem. I mean, is it getting worse? Do you feel that it is worse than at any point in the last few decades, or are we making a big deal out of the way teens are? Let's talk about. What do you say? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. And this is going to lead us down a rabbit hole, but I think it's related. Laverne, I share videos with you all the time. Lots of lots of violent acts, not the gruesome ones, but just people carrying on. Or even when someone is filming or recording something that happened, they're telling you, oh, this thing's on fire. I'm so worried about the people. But they won't say it like that. It's going to be filled with expletives and very violent imagery. What really is going on here? And if you notice, people from other countries, when they record, oh, no, the whole forest is on fire, you won't be hearing the blah, 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 blinkly blink fires on blinkly blink fire, and every blinking thing is on burning up and blinking this, right? I mean, they'll tell the story, but what's up with us? What's going on? Related. That we just are extremely aggressive, violent in the way we speak and address each other. Do we have serious problems? Laverne, you get into it, and then we'll get to these calls.
Sure. Well, I mean, in all of the above, right? And it amazes me that still at the end of the day, when we have incidents like this, or the video that you sent me that happened here at one of the schools here in Grand Bahama, we're shocked.
Well,
we're like,
some people are shocked.
Young people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get that cry of outrage. Oh my God, these young people. Okay, well, they come from these homes where we have people who talk like this, where we have, I was reading this incident that happened on Facebook. Something happened, and it's a driving incident, and the person was saying what was most disturbing, they weren't in the wrong, the driver was in the wrong. But what was most disturbing to them was the fact that when the cars came close, was the child who down the window and went into this expletive-filled rant.
Right. Oh, that's never happened to you before? Oh, at least once a quarter, somebody in the back seat, often minor looking, will have something to say to me if I blow the horn at their stupid parent driving all the time.
But that's my point. These are the children who are going to school, are gonna cuss the teacher out and tell the teacher whatever they want to tell the teacher, because this is what they are exposed to. This is what they have learned. This, when you are angry, these are the words that you say to convey how angry you are. So we've taught them this, and then we are shocked when they display this. Well, the children learn what they live. And so our chickens have come home to roost. Do we have a problem? We absolutely have a problem. We have a problem with the way that we communicate with each other.
Absolutely.
And our children are watching. I remember years ago, if a female was passing and men were having a conversation and it had profanity and they realized that a female was passing, oh, sorry about that, ma'am. Oh, sorry about that. You don't get that now.
No, you don't.
You don't
And
get
the
that
women will
now.
often be the ones
And
cursing.
then you turn around and there's a woman maybe in there just whatever, right?
Yeah.
Just as bad. So this is what happens. This is what has happened. And children watch the way that you react. Children watch the things that you say, and they're going to mimic those things.
Yeah.
Right? We have this violence because we don't know how to communicate. We have not taught our children how to properly communicate. So all they know is when I'm upset, when I'm angry, if I believe that you are the cause of my anger, I believe that you are provoking me, my next thing is to curse you out, and then I'm going to try to fight you if I can. Because this is what we're teaching them. So yes, we absolutely have a problem. We have a problem and we need to get it under control. And teachers have to feel safe. You want me to teach and I feel unsafe? You want me to teach these kids, but I could barely approach them?
Yeah.
If I try to discipline them, it's a problem. They cursing me out, and then you pulling up to the school to finish cursing me out.
Yeah. So this is interesting because I think this is the difference between now and what we might have seen in the 90s or 80s or something, right? We had these problems then. But like you said, when certain people approached, the behavior stopped. So, yes, women, children, any authority figure, an adult, the principal definitely, a police officer, no doubt about it. But what we're seeing now is videos where things get worse when those authority figures show up. Right? So this student is going to carry on in front of the principal and all the administrators and the guidance counselor. Really? In front of we've seen it where the fight intensifies once, not just a regular police officer, but the inspector, the senior guys show up. Then the fighting really takes off. What is going on?
How they can their parent
there.
Sometimes because you say to yourself, let me bring the parent.
The parents, that's when the fight starts. Yeah, that's when the fighting really starts.
It's worse. It's escalated.
Yeah.
You can't talk to them.
So we're in a bad place. We've been in a bad place for a while, but it's definitely, clearly gotten worse, right? Let's hear what you have to say, folks. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Lemoyne.
Good morning.
Good morning, the Bahamas, all my beautiful people. Dwight, me and Gian and them, big got the answers, you know. Dwight, when I go to Donald Davis, your daddy named Tracy Strachan. Mr. Hannah was the deputy, then had people like Mr. Reed. We to get turned up. You understand what I'm saying? But Dwight, my years on these talk shows, any parents go to the school and fight a teacher or fight anybody on campus, they should be expelled out of all government schools. All. Their parents would have money to put them in private schools. See, we be playing in this country. Huh? You see what my boy Donald Trump saying? He went by the Americans now. Huh? He went by the Americans. We worry about everybody else besides the baby people. We need to step on the people there. Dwight. We just call them devil children.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. JJ, let me ask you. You think the corporal punishment that principals like my father used to administer, you think that was helpful? Did that save you? Did that correct you?
That was helpful. And trust me, I was no easy person in school. You know what I mean? If I get beaten, and back in the day, the parents know, the principal know the parents. So you couldn't get away. See, Dwight, I got my two last boys in school. And I tell the principal, I otherwise all the deal with all of the deal with, because if I can't come to school, he always have to call abusement for me. See, I don't play with my children. Dwight, I work hard at giving the best that I can afford. We playing in this country. We got a lot of laws and we enforcing the laws. Guys ride motorbikes with no helmet, no license, matching people's car. My neighbor car, brand new car, park away in the yard. I can't car right now. They were young.
Are you there? You dropped. I don't know what happened, JJ. But okay, yeah. But I mean, but these things were happening from that time too, though, right? And I mean, I hear you. People tell me that all the time. I meet them. Oh, your daddy used to beat me. So I'm like, okay. Was it good? Because I don't know. Did it help you? I remember as a kid, people used, because everybody used to have the number in the phone directory, right? But people used to call the house to threaten him and say what they're going to do to us because of him suspending or beating somebody. So I mean, things were crazy then as well. And the corporal punishment a lot of those folks did not turn out so well. I don't know if that's the answer. I think most of you who've been listening to the show know how I feel about that. But we're doing something wrong now too. So we haven't found the right answer. I do believe it's a softer approach. Definitely not talking to people. I know that's very hard. Not talking to people the way we talk to people would help. I really do. But hey, caller, what say you?
Hey, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's Laverne, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, and good morning, JJ. I grew up under JJ, Dwight, right? And he was always that type of leader in the community, right? Especially with young people, right? He know how to direct people. But I say that to say, what's really happening in our country, right? We don't want to admit that we have a problem in this Commonwealth of the Bahamas, right? Because I was inside a primary school yesterday, and I talking with these little children in grade 3 and 4 and maybe 2. The way they was carrying on, right? One was I had to literally stop a little boy from slapping up another little boy right on the side of me, right? And so we in terrible position in this country simply because we don't parents. There are hardly any more parents in these schools. They're just baby mothers and baby fathers, right? The children only go into school today, in my view. Some of them, or most of them, is for daycare facilities. They ain't really going to make daddy or mommy proud, right? Because that ain't the perception at home. You only go into school to get out of the house because I ain't get the time to deal with you, right? And so I believe what needs to take place, Dwight and Laverne, we need to put more fear in people bringing kids in this world to decide that they can just let the system just deal with them and we have to suffer, right? Because parents need to be held accountable. We can't allow you to be just bringing children, dropping them, and then decide that you ain't going to live up to the responsibility when it relates to training them how to present and conduct themselves. That can't be right. There's too much things, there's too much slackness going on in this country, like JJ indicated, because people are just bold enough to do anything, anywhere, Dwight, and if something is wrong with that, surprise to me that these days what we hear on the news, but what would be a surprise is to hear legislation be put in place, laws be changed to cause parents or people who are planning on being parents to have another outlook or, hey, this child can cause me to go to prison. You guys have a nice day.
Wow, okay. Well, I hear you. There's so many things that could cause you to go to prison that Bahamians do every single day. I don't know if that make much of a difference, but I hear you. Good. Oh boy. Good morning, call. Huh?
Twice in a prison sentence.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Was he like, what?
If you say you can take
What's
the
gonna happen
phone,
if what?
you take your phone, and we have the right to go through it. Now that could get a parent to act. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
Hi.
And
good morning.
I would thank you, President, to you both. I would like to go a little further. That on both your two callers, I'd like to amplify the things that they said. Now, not only taking them out of public school, even though that's not necessarily a solution, but taking them out of public school is the same child you're sending into the private school. So we need to do some correction and see that the child is properly disciplined, the parent also, because the child is a child of the parent. And the children also need to respect, honor their mothers and father. And the parent need to be doing the same thing. And we are falling down because of those things. And additionally, the parents who just send the child to school because there's nothing to do until it's mandatory, so to speak. Now, what happens when the child gets of age, when the child doesn't have to go to school? That's how the society continues to be broken down. And it's not bad here worse than anywhere else, but that's the way of the world right now, and there are a lot of things.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Got a lot of your text messages coming through. We'll get to those in just a bit. Let's take these calls quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Hi, good morning. No? Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Turn on your radio for us, please.
What are you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, the previous caller before this one, yeah. I think he's a little off in the way. See, what happened is right now, these kids, them growing up from these tablets, and they see, when I was growing up, we ain't had no tablet and no internet and all that to grow us up. But we still was doing little mischief things and everything and all that. But these kids, them will come in your house and they will be fine. They will be playing like, oh, mommy, daddy, or mommy, like little lamb. And when they get out, it's a different story. You understand, come up?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in the system before, going to private school and everything and all of that, and I was a little bad boy. But when I come home, my mommy thought I was a good boy. You understand, come from? But it takes the father too. See, we have a lot of these deadbeat daddies out here, a lot of these males out here who talking with, oh, this and that. It's a lot of stress on the mother. You understand, come from? It's a lot of stress on the mother. Yeah, when you have sex without using protection, you automatic. A woman cannot make baby by herself. So a lot of these men, them think these women are making these baby by themselves. You know what I mean? So some of them need to scrap up or try to say, oh, for having these baby. Because it's the woman who make baby by themselves. And the thing with it, we need people to come together. When I grew up, I had uncles, I had aunties, everyone used to pitch in and discipline you. You know, but these days, people them just let the children them, they see the nephew and needs them running around, they wouldn't say nothing. So it's get back together. You know what I mean? Everyone, sometimes people them sit down with their phone. You go now, everyone on their phone sitting down. One time ago, we used to talk and eat together. So the family structure is just messed up now, and no one is just watching. No one is looking over no one. You understand where I come from?
Yeah.
So this thing go deep, but then, a lot of these men them need to step up. They need to step up. All right.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And one final call here. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Good morning. Are you there? No. Okay. Let's read these messages. Laverne, this person says here that student needs to be expelled. These children are getting out of hand. But as a previous caller said, though, but then what? You put that little monster in the private school setting.
Them, and then
what?
Do you make them go to okay, we got them out of the school, but do we also send them to some sort of anger management classes, how to effectively, what? Because then after they're out of school, that resolves nothing. And now you have this angry, violent adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These girls are women. They need rules. The parents are to blame. Okay. That girl needs to go to the, I think you're saying Willamette Pratt School. That's the girls' industrial school, right? Yeah. Well, some more messages. We have We have these problems because schools are not allowed to discipline students. They're not allowed to expel any student because the parent goes to the ministry and demands their good child be reinstated, or they'll call the minister. This basically is the problem in general in society. Yes, the violence with our students is getting worse. To make matters worse, when the parents of those involved are called, they curse the administrators too on the phone, and in some instances want to become aggressive and physical in meetings. It's as if there is no room for discipline and correction, not only amongst our children, but even amongst the adults. These kids behave based on their background, just as Laverne said. Dwight, we have grown adult women on social media every day spewing filth and cloaking it with God and care the next day, as if it excuses it. See how many followers and fans those negative spirits have, and I promise you, there are thousands more that support and think like that. We are to blame, a classless society, but we first get mad. We need to first get mad when we call, but we first to get mad when people call us savage, etc. Okay, you singled out the women, but they're men too. But yes, grown adults on social media spewing out a lot of foolishness. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they have, as you said, they're incredibly popular. People have the nerve to be calling them influencers. I guess, yes, they're influencing the bad behavior. Yeah.
They are influencers.
Yeah. They rarely get you to do anything good. So,
no,
but
they are influencers nonetheless.
Right. Oh boy, we have a parenting problem, we have a drug problem, and a drinking problem. And drinking is the worst acceptable drug. And then we live in a corrupt, ill-disciplined among an ill-disciplined citizenry. I support our teachers taking a strong stand. I'm just disgusted by anything buck up goes way of life. Okay. Wow. Yeah. You all recently did a story with a young man that the court sent to parenting classes. I believe all single parents should be mandated to go to parenting classes. All single parents. Oh, wow.
Not just single parents.
And not just the single ones. No, I don't think people would like that. Would that go over well if everybody in high school was made to take a parenting class? And that probably wouldn't be a good idea. But why not? If I'm mandating mandatory driving lessons in school, just in case, right? Don't they do that in American schools where you have to take care of the egg or the animal? You take it home for a week and see how if it can survive the week with you.
I don't know.
You don't.
I've just seen it on television shows. So, I don't know if that's
a real thing.
If that's a real thing.
But maybe we need that. Maybe we need everybody get a kitten. That won't end well.
A kitten?
It won't end well.
No.
Boy. That'd be a disaster.
No, I'm sorry. No.
That'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Can
Let
you imagine?
them get a teddy bear.
Before they leave school that day. Yeah. Even the teddy bear wouldn't make it to 2 days. The teddy bear wouldn't make it to 2 days. The teddy bear will come back if it's like a brown bear. Will come back blue. Leg off, eyes gone, tattoos.
But I don't know how I feel about that anyway. But I'm just saying, if that's something like that was done, let it be an inanimate object, please and thank you.
Wow. A couple more calls before we go. Good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Okay, let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Hey, Dwight and Laverne. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Listening to this matter, and it causes me to reflect back on our childhood. You know, appear to have become modernized to our society today. You know, the more it seems things have changed towards the negative. Yes, we talk about some of the positive things, but it seems as if the negatives really outweighs the positives in so many different levels. But we try to see if we can focus on the little positive nuggets to try to see if we could bring some semblance to what our society is all about. I'm saying all of this because, you know, one of the callers previously said that when we were growing up, we weren't exposed to tablets. We weren't exposed to other things, for instance, other cultures on TV and stuff like that. You know, and a lot of this stuff we see in our society today happens to be a derivative of much of what we see going on around the world. Right now, we just had a mass shooting in the States which, heaven forbid, I'd hate to see here, because on the trend that we're on right now, it really doesn't look good with a lot of our youth. It's very hard to talk about this subject without trying to really get into specifics. But, it's a conversation that must be had. We look around and we see a child. When you see a child acting out in public, it's actually mirroring what goes on in that child's home. One of the previous scholars stated that, hey, when he went to school, he was a bad boy, but when he got home, he was a little angel in front of the parents. Do not be deceived in thinking that a lot of these parents don't know some of the things that these children are doing, but they are so preoccupied in either trying to bring create a living environment in terms of going to work and then coming back. You have the TV watching the child and teaching the child. You have other children in the community teaching other children just by their behavior. And yet when you try to put them in check, positively trying to correct them, this is when the problem comes in. How many times have we heard our parents going to school to fight the teachers? And how many times, right in front of the administrator in our time? That was totally unheard of. Yeah. We would actually get put out of school. But let's go on to the solutions, and let me close this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What are the solutions going forward? We've seen this thing escalating year by year, year by year, year by year. Right on the street, you watch these children cursing out each other and so on and so forth. Adults try to jump in, and then the children then turn around and try to jump the person who's trying to correct them or trying to stop them from doing it. Where has our society gone wrong?
Okay.
Where are these children getting this power from?
Yeah.
To even challenge an adult? That was unheard of in our times.
Definitely.
But, we got to fix it, Dwight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let me read these messages before we go to the break. These are very good.
Before you read this message, just based on what you said, actually, there is a school, a texter just told me that Tabernacle Baptist Academy, they do the family life experience with the egg.
Oh,
so
that's in Grand Bahama?
Then they have this egg, and it's a 3-week experience, and then they share custody
How
of
many?
the egg.
3 weeks?
Yeah, it's a 3-week
wow.
experience, and then they share custody of the egg.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah. Boy. Okay, so this texter says here, that student cursing the teacher out is nothing but another symptom of our failed society. Kids learn from adults, but rather than call out and discourage the same behavior in grown adults, we blame the kids. Same way we glorify and excuse leaders doing wrong, but attack society when it lashes out. Hold parents and leaders accountable for those that are responsible. If parents pay the price, the kids will fall in line. Same with the government leaders. Another text here. People are quick to blame technology, but this issue didn't arise overnight. It's the generation of the 70s and 80s, the drug era, that are in charge now, and their children and grandchildren are contributing to these problems. Many parents today are struggling and need guidance, but they must be willing to accept that help. Honestly, we need to find ways to encourage young people to delay parenthood until they're ready to take it seriously. This could lead to more thoughtful and responsible parenting in the future. All right, so we got a couple of messages here, people questioning things I've said. So
what did you say? What did you say?
So,
Dwight?
I mean, again, the old school principle with the cane thing. I'm not in support of it. Corporal punishment.
Oh,
man.
Okay.
And I really don't. I've been thinking, racking my brain. I don't really recall Daddy. No, I don't recall that happening to me. Maybe I'm blocking it out.
So are you saying then that he just punished the children in school, but not you?
I really don't remember anything significant.
Or were you so angelic that you
That's
never
possibly it.
was
Because I'm sure you would be close to perfect, right?
Very, you are, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. As you hear coffee all over the country being spit out, people heard that just now. Anyway, this text says, so you mean Daddy never beat Dwight? Bless the Lord for a good
That's
child.
what it sounds like.
I really don't remember.
Daddy beat other
I do remember.
children, but Daddy didn't beat Dwight.
I remember Mommy doing it. But what does that say about?
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't much. Really, my brother, on the other hand, my younger brother, This text says here, so sounds like you're saying that you're against your father's disciplinary actions in schools. Did your dad have to discipline you while growing up? So what is your solution? As I said earlier, I think it will require, and people don't like this, a softer approach. And it's thousands of kids in the school, and it's going to be very hard for that. But you do need to find out who this person is. And there are going to be better ways, because more than likely the kid that you're going to have to cane every month is getting it at home too. And this is not doing anything but making him angrier. But if someone tried to get to know him or her and try to understand where they are and what they like and what they don't like, reach that person. That's harder, and it's right. So it's easy to beat somebody.
More time. Let me say, I'm not against corporal punishment, but I don't think that is always the solution. And like you, I agree, we have to try to get to the root of that. And it may take, and of course, like you say, corporal punishment is an immediate thing, but I think that besides that, we have to begin to try to see what the root of the cause of this behavior is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that's the harder thing to do.
Right.
And that's why we are failing at it. Because everybody around here likes a shortcut and the easy way to do things. And that's how we are raising our children. The easy, most convenient way. And then you get what you get. Unfortunately. There's a lot more to talk about. I know this is going to be a hot topic, so we can continue this in the 8 o'clock hour. I got some friends messaging me saying, yeah, I never got spanked in my life. Wow. And these are good people. That's right? These are good people. But you have to know your children.
Just like you.
Right, exactly. You have to know your children. And I think the couple.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling some type of way for all of the kids that your father
let's not go there. Let's not go there. But they all say
Dwight didn't.
You got to know your kids.
A single hair on Dwight's little head.
Listen. Those people always come to me and say they appreciated it. I mean, good for you. Okay, and I hope it helped you, right? I think, did I get spanked one time in school? Like on the hand. And you think, let me tell you,
Were you devastated?
Me and that teacher, never the same. Like, you don't even look at me. Don't even look at me.
You know why you had that reaction, right?
Because what?
Because you'd never gotten spanked before at home.
So you see what that did? Scarred for life. Scarred for life. Scarred for life. That's what you're doing when you touch these kids. Don't do it. We got to go to the news. People say, this is why he's like this. No wonder. I was trying to figure out for 13 years why this man is on the radio talking foolishness, because he was never beaten as a kid.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Somebody needs to.
The mystery is solved. Right. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
It's a family affair.
One child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good and bound. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
A family affair.
It's a family affair.
Oh, man. Still checking each other out. Hey, nobody wants to low. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave cause your heart is there. But you can't stay cause you've been somewhere else. You can't cry cause you look broke down. But you're crying anyway cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
It's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got a frontal boundary that's fallen stationary across the central Bahamas. That's going to pull east of the area today, and an area of low pressure will develop along the frontal boundary tonight, dragging another frontal boundary across the Bahamas Friday into Saturday. Strong high pressure will then build across the islands through to the weekend or throughout the weekend, and that's going to bring in some cooler temperatures with breezy conditions. Hazardous marine conditions will continue in Atlantic exposed areas, so there's a high risk of rip currents for waters and beach goers, and swimmers are urged to avoid entering those waters. For today, for the northern islands, including Grand Bahama, look for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, a 20 to 40% chance of showers. For the rest of the northwestern islands, including New Providence, a mix of sun and clouds. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly to mostly sunny, becoming fair tonight. Look for high temperatures in the low 80s, around 82 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 70 Fahrenheit, 21 Celsius. Although for the northern, extreme northern islands, it could be the mid to upper 60s for you. In your extended outlook for Friday tomorrow, partly cloudy across the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny across the central and southeastern islands. Pretty much the same for Saturday, as those fronts move in and you start to see the slightly cooler temperatures. Partly cloudy for Sunday, and for the start of your work week, partly cloudy across the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny across the rest of the country. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit them in-store or online today. And we've got your look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In your real-time traffic, a number of hot spots as you at this time. Let's begin with Blue Hill Road. You're going to be seeing heavy traffic if you're heading northbound from St. Vincent Road straight up to Independence Drive, especially the closer you get to Carmichael Road. So north of St. Vincent, approaching Carmichael, it's backed up in both directions there. Not looking pretty. And again, busy once you get north of Carmichael on to Independence Drive, especially as you get over that hill to the roundabout. Carmichael is backed up eastbound to Blue Hill Road, and Carmichael a bit congested near the junction with Milo Butler Highway and Faith Avenue. Milo Butler Highway seeing heavy traffic from Hamster Road all the way up to, through the Fire Trail roundabout and up to the Tonic Williams Darling Highway roundabout. That's northbound. And again, as you get closer to the six-legged roundabout, slow-moving, heavy traffic there, multiple directions. Milo Butler Highway side, John F. Kennedy Drive, southbound on New Providence Highway, and slow-moving traffic on the Farrington Road southwestbound side. Saunders Beach at the roundabout with New Providence Highway, West Bay Street, slow-moving eastbound traffic at this hour. Then we've got Glaston Road looking like a better alternate route for you if you need to get northbound instead of Milo Butler Highway, or Blue Hill Road looking pretty good. But as we suspect, there's traffic assistance there, and that is causing delays on the John F. Kennedy Drive side, both directions. So you're backed up along Lake Cunningham quite a ways eastbound this morning. And JFK between Prospect Ridge Road and Harold Road westbound near Theodore Lane. You're going to be seeing slow-moving traffic there, and also on the eastbound side as well. Then we've got Eastern Road. As usual, you're parked between San Souci and John F. Kennedy and Johnson Road westbound. Foxville Road looking busy for you northbound. And heading into Robinson Road westbound, slow-moving traffic all the way up to East-West Highway Marathon Road. Those are your hot spots this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. We'll be back after these messages here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Here's a price list of some of the roofing material we carry at Pinder Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68. Gray Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, 15 pounds, $16.50. 30 pound, $19.80. Owens, Corning Duration Shingles, and Certainteed Landmark Shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon of roof cement, $33.47. All sizes treated dimensional lumber. And of course, we have all nails and all screws. We have 5/8 sheetrock, $28.76. Half-inch sheetrock, $22.18. All prices include VAT.
Are you ready to elevate your day with a burst of flavor? Look no further than Dunkin', your ultimate destination for everything delicious. From our freshly brewed coffee that is sure to pick you up, to our signature frozen beverages that will cool you down. And don't forget our mouth-watering sandwiches, made to order all day. Dunkin' has it all. And of course, our lineup of fresh donuts, muffins, and more. Dive into a world of yummy flavors at Dunkin' and bring joy to your day. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
On Saturday, 2025 at 7 p.m., the Bahamar Convention Center will set the stage for an unforgettable celebration of 25 years of giving back and supporting healthcare education in the Bahamas. Experience a night of excitement with exquisite fine dining, captivating live entertainment, and an inspiring atmosphere as we come together to celebrate and shape a brighter, healthier future. Tickets are available now. Reserve your spot today by emailing dhfoundation@doctorshosp.com or calling 242-302-4640. Sponsorship opportunities are also available to show your support for this important cause. The Doctors Hospital Meyer Rassin Foundation. 25 years of transforming healthcare and building a legacy. Don't miss this special celebration.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
The CIBC Caribbean Realtors Hub helps potential homeowners fit. Phew.
Honey, you missed a spot.
Enjoy up to 95% financing and up to 35 years to repay. And in the Realtors Hub, you'll discover everything you need to know about finding and buying your dream home.
I'm on it, there.
Make your biggest move yet. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/Realtors Hub to get started today.
You don't know who TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, boy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do?
What does do?
Check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Are you craving that fresh, famous food, but don't want to break the bank? Wendy's has got you covered. You can now enjoy the $5 Dave's deal at all participating Wendy's locations. Enjoy a Dave's single, a classic, or spicy chicken sandwich made with fresh ingredients for just $5. So don't compromise on flavor just because you're on a budget. Wendy's always offers fresh, famous food at a great price. Certain conditions apply.
Alpha Sounds Promotion presents Back to Love, an unforgettable evening of smooth R&B vibes and cherished memories. Join us at the Nassau Cruise Port on Saturday, February 15th for a spectacular all-white affair featuring live performances by soul sensations Freddie Jackson,
Hey everybody, it's Freddie Jackson. I'm coming to Nassau, Bahamas, and we are looking forward to the night of love.
also performing Regina Bell. Also featuring Bahamas' very own Essence Band. Back to Love, Saturday, February 15th. It's a spectacular all-white affair at the Nassau Cruise Port. Get tickets online. BahamasEtickets.com. Plantation Bar and Grill, Big Boys Cafe, and Tropics Bar and Grill. For more info, contact 822-6863.
And I hope to see you there.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
We got some jokey leaders in a jokey town. A three-ring circus, what a bunch of clowns. They're joking and they're jiving, but they're messing around. We got some jokey leaders, what a bunch of clowns.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Gardner. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking with the GHS Alumni Association, literally just a few minutes, about some of their big events for 2025. In just a bit. We just want to read the last year messages on what we've been talking about, how to get a handle on the violent nature of so many of our young people. And of course, many are saying you got to look at their parents, look at their grandparents. They learned this from the best. And that's what's going on. And so it's delving into corporal punishment and whether that is effective at all and all manner of things there. But this texter here says, here is how to fix the Bahamas. Pass laws where married or single, everybody gets 1, parenting and discipline classes. Heard that, Laverne? 2, communication.
Again?
Everybody, no matter if you're married or single, everybody has to do parenting and discipline classes. Number 2, communication and comprehension classes. Number 3, socialization classes. Number 4, empathy and or emotional intelligence classes. And if necessary, you can probably add some relevant things to the list. We must save the Bahamas. Things have gotten worse over the years and have taken a steady, sad, scary decline. Things can pop off any time. We have to fix this. We have to save the Bahamas. Let's add driving ed to that too. Right? But I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the other story I want to talk about, the political ad. You saw that ad a few days ago. Very bizarre ad talking about the PLP deputy leadership. Very provocative, very controversial, and it just says pay political ad. If we don't have rules about this stuff, I know the radio stations can't just do that. You need to say that this ad was paid for by blah blah blah. Now that whether that place exists. But you can't just put an ad in the paper. Well, you shouldn't be able to just put an ad in the paper and just say it was paid for a paid political ad. I mean, you need to know which group, Chaos Incorporated, whatever they are, right? Somebody needs to know, and I would hope the National Guardian would not do that.
No.
I mean, somebody at the Tribune got money for it, but I don't know if they know who it is. But I would hope the Guardian wouldn't do that. I don't think they would they have done that? Oh boy. But thank God we didn't. Anyway, so the FNM is saying, after being accused of being behind this, they're saying, no, that's not us. We didn't do it. So Artanika Thompson writing about it in today's NASA Guardian. So FNM leader Michael Pintard claimed the Progressive Liberal Party is in disarray and accused Prime Minister Philip Davis of not being able to properly manage his cabinet. Pintard also shooting down claims from the PLP that it was the FNM that's connected to that full-page ad printed in the Tribune on Monday, which threw support behind Minister of Energy to become PLP deputy leader. The post is currently held by Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investments Chester Cooper, as you all know. Pintard said people should find it noteworthy that the Prime Minister had to come out and publicly affirm his support for Cooper after the ad was printed. Pintard telling the NASA Guardian Tuesday, quote, clearly there is an internal war in the Progressive Liberal Party. The decisions they make each day have real-life consequences for the Bahamian people, and this administration's ability to organize the fiscal affairs to repair a broken healthcare system, to strengthen a weak social safety net, and to assist our population in a wide range of areas. Okay. He also said, quote, it's worrisome that the Prime Minister is not appropriately managing his cabinet to take care of these very serious issues that affect the Bahamian people. Well, okay. PLP Chairman and Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell yesterday said the ad was part of a design to fool people to support the FNM. It's very interesting words there. Mitchell said, quote, wishful thinking on the FNM's part. The Jedi mind tricks are active. First, there's no substratum. Okay, whatever. There's no convention for the PLP in sight where these things are decided. Secondly, neither individual made any announcement, nor did any individual give permission to the newspaper to use the image for that purpose. Well, I don't know if that's how that works. Okay. Mitchell said it was unethical to print a political ad without I agree with that. A member of the PLP had financed it. However, Pintard said any assertion from the PLP that the ad was FNM mischief is disingenuous. Asked if he knew who placed the ad, Pintard said, quote, I don't know and don't care. Pintard said the FNM is not concerned with the PLP's internal issues, but is worried about the government's lack of focus on dealing with the high cost of living and more. As you may recall, after the ad, the Prime Minister said he has his full support is behind Cooper as a deputy. And he also mentioned that the energy minister was doing a great job as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious about the words that Fred Mitchell used. This was part of a design to fool people to support the FNM. What does that mean? So if an ad says that we support Jo Beth Colby Davis for deputy of the PLP, that would fool people to support the FNM? Why would that?
I think
why
maybe
would
you
that?
have to invite Mr. Mitchell so
No,
he can explain it.
Well, I think
how that
I've
would work.
interpreted it
So
already.
that- what is it? Mind Jedi?
I've already interpreted what that means. Because the
What's the
prospect
interpretation?
being a reality would drive people to the FNM. That's what it sounds like he's saying. No? Let's take these calls really quickly, then we got to go to a break. What do you make of it all, folks? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, or toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne. It's Alan Johnson. There's no thing. First of all, let's say it's just another session of gaslighting.
On whose part?
He wants you to check your insanity. But check this out. Dwight, you're familiar with what they call copy ready or photo ready that you sent to the newspaper, right?
Sure.
For that. Okay, good. Now, the Tribune released their regular paper. They didn't release their digital copy till 3/28. And the Tribune digital copy requires you to convert it to PDF, edit it, and crop it, meaning it would never be photo ready. The question one have to ask, how is it that the PLP fanatics and trolls had a copy of the photo ready ad hours and hours before it was capable for the public to get a copy of it? And they were sharing it. The same people who support the Minister of Energy. It's the very same group of people who, if you go to Salvanis Matatis, whatever you call his name is, you know, the voice of the Bahamas, the guy who was shot in Miami, the same people where he posted on the page where he was paid $2,000 by the same group of people who support the minister, okay, to attack the deputy prime minister. There's no issue that this is a fight in the Progressive Liberal Party, but it's more than that. It's about at least 5 to 6 different fights. Because
who did it?
Yes, absolutely. It's a PLP who did it. There's no doubt. Because you can't get a photocopy ready. You think the FNM say, let me just send this over to the PLP so they can share it in their groups, and the very groups they only the thing about it is it's only being shared mostly in PLP groups to put those people against it, not in the public groups. So you have to ask yourself, essentially, there's a whole bunch of jockeyings of members of parliament and even for people outside of parliament in a position of nomination, because they assuming that you have to be in the deputy position, or at least in the House of Assembly, be one of the 2 or 3 survivors to be leader of the party. And that's essentially what it is.
Okay, thanks a lot. One more call, and then we gotta move on. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Are you there? No? Okay. This is going to be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Or is it the end? Is it just a little bit of mischief stirring the pot, and then that's that? Yeah? Caller, what say you?
Hey, Dwight, I want to know if Mr. Menace, the former leader, will be running for the FNM this year. I live in Kalani. Let me know, please.
I see in the paper yesterday, the Tribune, it says that he said he does intend to. He does intend to. Will he get the nomination from the party? I don't know. But he wants to. That's what he says. Yeah, that there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking about GHS and their big, exciting alumni association plans and a whole lot more. And later in the show, we're going to get to what's going on in the U.S., Interesting times, indeed. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this
Real talk.
to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I'm going to get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come surely find color in every day.
Marcia, are you scrapbooking?
No, Dad. It's a vision board for my dream home.
Take a look at CIBC Caribbean's Realtors Hub. You can get pre-qualified for your mortgage, connect with the best realtors, and get up to 95% financing with up to 35 years to repay.
Really? Wow. It's perfect for a first-time home owner like me.
Honey, it's even good for old-timers like me.
Visit CIBCFCIB.com/Realtors Hub to get started today.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
The Water and Sewage Corporation is rolling out new digital meters designed to give you more accurate readings. With advanced technology, you'll be able to monitor your water usage in real time, get more accurate bills and early leak detection to avoid costly surprises. Better service starts now. Watch for our installation team in your neighborhood and get ready to experience the convenience of digital meters. Follow us on our social media platforms for more information. Digital meters from the Water and Sewage Corporation. Innovative, convenient, and designed for you.
This is a public service announcement from CIBC Caribbean. We wish to remind our clients that if they receive a text message from a number purporting to be CIBC Caribbean, remember, CIBC Caribbean will never send you an SMS text message advice restricted and it requires you to click on a link. CIBC Caribbean will never contact you over the phone or via an email, instant messaging, or SMS text message asking you to share your username, password, or one-time verification code. Do not click on any link purporting to be CIBC Caribbean received via SMS text message. Stay safe online and be vigilant in your everyday activity.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Spain sounds like this. But with a little Caribbean, it can sound like this. The world needs more Caribbean. To every corner, with increased cargo capabilities, 24/7 shipment tracking, and shipping tools. Take your business worldwide and enjoy life a bit more like us.
Experience the immediate care you deserve at Doctors Hospital Urgent Care. When emergency strikes, trust our expert physicians for fast, quality care. With extended hours and cutting-edge medical technology, we're always ready to serve you. Don't wait or take risks with your health. Visit our urgent care suite at Doctors Hospital West on Blake Road for immediate, trusted, and best care.
RBC.
It's good for all of you.
Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC.
It's good for all of you.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
What's this funk going on? Say what? Funky Nassau. You got to be jazzing. Get it up. And everybody's getting down. Nassau's gone sold. All right. And we got the doggone beat now. We got to call our very own now. Hey, let me tell you. Nassau.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And changing gears now, the very active GHS Alumni Association, always something going on with them. President Paul Fernander is here with us. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight, and thank you very much for having me on your illustrious program.
Oh, my goodness.
I only have 4 minutes, so let me try to run through this 4 minutes.
You have a little more than that. But anyway, what's new? What's new?
Well,
with,
Government
with
High School
GHS?
turns 100 years.
Wow.
April 27th, 2025. We'll be celebrating our centennial celebration during the month of April. The Ministry of Education, I think, has some plans along with the Government High School itself has some plans, but the Government High School Alumni Association, our plans are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Starting this month, we started asking all of the graduation classes to participate in our Dollars for Scholars fundraising drive, and that's so they can present a check from that graduation class to the Government High School in April, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So each class is asked to give a donation. It could be $2,225. It could be $1,925. It could be $100 and something. Whatever they want to present, whatever they could get, we ask them to give to the class on the 25th of April. That's Friday, the 25th, at the Government High School Special Assembly to celebrate the centennial celebration of the Government High School.
Okay.
In addition, in April, we plan to have an exhibition at Government High, but in terms of what I'm here to talk about today is the Government High School Alumni Association is proud to announce the third annual Government High School Alumni Phoenix Awards under the esteemed patronage of Dame Janet Boswick and Henry Boswick. Mm-hmm. The GHS Alumni Association will recognize and celebrate former students on Saturday, the 5th of April, 2025 at the University of the Bahamas Performing Arts Center. Now, as you're aware, this is our third event. Previously, we've recognized Robert Bailey and Louise Bailey Simonet. They were the first students. Lyndon Pinlin, Dame Ivy Dumont, Roberta Turnquest, Eddie Hanna, Randall Fox, Cecil Wallace Whitfield, Ruth Miller, Hugh Sands, Orville Turnquest, and many more. We've also had the pleasure of celebrating Paul Adley, Sajel Cash, Kendall Isaacs, Anatole Rogers, Justice Cheney Thompson, Janet Henry Boswell, Ori Sands, and a lot more. The awards are a testament to the school symbol of the phoenix, which represents rising up from the ashes. Because in 1925, when GHS was established, secondary education was not available to blacks and women. And GHS gave scores of underprivileged students the opportunity to rise from the depths of lack of education to helping to shape and build the modern Bahamas.
Wow.
So during our event, April, the Phoenix Awards in April, I'm going to give you the names of the persons who are going to be recognized and celebrated.
How many people?
It's going to be 30 people.
30? Wow.
Yeah. Posthumously, we're going to give away 7.
Okay.
And 23 persons who are still with us.
Okay. All right. So you're going to name all 30?
I'd like to.
Sure.
I guess I'll have to do it in.
No, Paul, go right ahead.
Okay.
That'll be fine. We want to hear.
Okay. Dr. Kevin Bethel, who was a former deputy headmistress at Government High School. Dr. Herbert Bain, who was also a teacher. And Mr. Walter Bain. He was the caretaker at Government High for many, many years. We're also going to give awards to the family of Dr. Bernard Nordich, Mr. Peter Bethel, Dr. Perry Gomez, and Mr. Neville Dorset, who graduated in 1934 and is the father of Porky Dorset. And the persons who are with us, Gloria Gilbert, Mrs. Angela Clare, Dr. Emmanuel Francis, Miss Camille Johnson, Dr. Robin Roberts, Miss Minnalee Woodside Hanchell, Mrs. Sheila Culmer, Margaret Hepburn McKay, Julianne Dorset, Dr. Marcus Bethel, Dolores Williams, Dr. Nigel Lewis, Francina Horton, Anthony Boozy Roll, Dorothy Yearwood, Rhonda Chipman, Bernard Porky Dorset, Dwight Sawyer, James Smith, and Mrs. Sandra Archer. They will be the recipients of the Phoenix Awards during our third annual awards program that's going to be held the 5th of April, 2025 at the Performing Arts Center at UB.
Okay. So how do people be a part of this if they want to attend?
They can go to tghsalumni.com and they can purchase their tickets. As a matter of fact, former students can also purchase GHS merchandise from the website as well.
Like this shirt that you're wearing? It's very nice.
This is an old one.
Oh, this is an old one.
Yeah, we have a new design that comes out that celebrates the 100 year. We have two of the crests that Government High used in the 100 years, as well as the 100-year symbol, 1925 to 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty nice, and you could look online, or you could go to our Facebook page. You could also get a link to purchase. You could also purchase tickets for the Phoenix Awards, as well as our Gala Award, which is going to be held on the 26th, Saturday, the 26th of April.
But that's different from the Phoenix Awards.
Yes, that's the Gala Awards.
Doing a lot. Okay.
Yes, and it's going to be under the patronage of Boswick and Henry Boswick, along with Dame Anita Allen and Algernon Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And performing will be Visage, the Soulful Groovers, the Government High School Band, as well as Funky D, who was a former Government High student, Nishi, who was also a former Government High student, and Sugar, Valerie, she performs with the Soulful Groovers. She's also a Government High School graduate. We're trying to get Ancient Band, who also went to Government High, but locking him down has proved to be a little bit stressful, but we can hopefully lock him down as well, and he'll be able to perform as well. And we have a free bar between 7 and 9. Tickets are only $350. It's at Atlantis. And we're urging former students and persons who want to come out to purchase their tickets early so they can get choice seats in terms of seating.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want them to wait for the last minute because the hotel is asking us to give them a head count. So we're trying to get people to pay for the tickets in advance and don't wait for the last minute because there might not be room.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want them to come the week of and try to get tickets and can't get tickets because the only so many people can hold in there. And Government High School has been around for 100 years, and there's a lot of people that attended Government High School. And a lot of the former students, they keep on saying we keep celebrating older people, but you have to started in 1941 with Sir Gerald Cash. And it basically became non-functioning in the 60s. And our present Government High School Alumni Association just started in 2022. So it's our duty to recognize those from 1925 to 1969 in the first 3 years of our Phoenix Awards. And next year, hopefully, with the new executives, they'll do the 70s, and then the 80s, and then the 90s, and straight on. And then after we've gotten through all of the decades, then it will change to persons that are doing outstanding contributions to the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that'll be the agenda then.
So are you having a hard time getting the recent graduates to be a part of these?
Well, the recent graduates have not been given the opportunity to understand the legacy that the Government High School forged over the last 100 years. I think they teach a lot. Well, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, I think persons who did not attend Government High don't have the feeling for Government High. So they don't impress upon the students that listen.
You mean the older school, the people who didn't attend? Right,
Well,
okay.
But the older school is no different from the present school because we've had students that came from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 2000s that have made valuable contributions to the Bahamas. Green Slade was the Commissioner of Police. Dr. Ian Strawn is the Vice President at the University of the Bahamas. We have people, doctors and lawyers and business persons that are celebrated daily, but they just came around later.
Yeah.
And so they have not been recognized yet, but they will be recognized, and persons will see that Government High School then is no different from the Government High School now. The persons who go to school, be it Government High, SAC, St. John's, R.M. Bailey, whatever school they go to, is what they make out of their education after they leave that institution.
Indeed.
So it's not the brick and mortar of the school, but the person, the character of the person that makes them a valuable contributor to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know, so but government high is a mindset. If you've been to government high school and all you worried about was lunch and PE, then I don't think you should be claiming you been to government high school. You just been to school. But if you went to school, you took an opportunity to advance yourself. Because a lot of Bahamians come from humble beginnings, but they make a lot of themselves once they leave school. You know, some go to UB, some go to colleges around the United States or even overseas in Europe, and they make valuable contributions. And we don't want them to feel like because they didn't come from government high school from 1925 to 1975, that it's any different from being there from 1975 to 2025.
Right. Wow.
It's no different.
All right, so with the Gala Awards, the Gala Ball,
Yes.
what the proceeds will go towards what?
Back to the school. After expenses, of course, because it's very expensive to have a ball over the Paradise Islands. I didn't realize that. I would have gone there, them some Kentucky or some 30s or something like that, and go sit underneath one tree and have a good
Right
time.
on the campus.
Yeah, have a good
Okay.
time, you know. But there are those who want to have a gala, and the Dame Janet Bostwick and Henry Bostwick, along with Dame Anita Allen and Algernon Allen, they have consented to having the gala under their patronage, and we appreciate them for doing that.
Okay. All right. And the Phoenix Awards, did you say the cost to attend on the
It's
5th?
$60. It's only $60. And if the persons are interested in putting a congratulatory ad in either the gala souvenir booklet or the Phoenix Awards commemorative booklet, they can go to tghsalumni.com and then click on nominees or tickets or congratulatory ads, or they could purchase merchandise, GHS gear from the website.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And you say your presidency is winding down. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
as a matter of fact, let me just read you all the calendar events, and then I can slip out if it's possible. Of course, Scholars Program. And then in March, we have the merchandise distribution. April, we have a exhibition at Government High School. April 5th, we have the Phoenix Awards. April 12th, we're supposed to have a dinner in Grand Bahama. April 13th, we're supposed to have a church service in Grand Bahama. April 20th, April 26th, we have the week before that, we go to church here in Nassau. I can't remember the exact date right now. And April 26th, April 25th, we'll have GHS Merchandise Day, where we have a special assembly, at Government High School to present checks from graduation classes. And then on the 26th, we go to the gala over Paradise Island. And then in July, we hope to have the elections for the Government High School alumni executives.
Really quickly, got about less than a minute. But Grand Bahama, no offense, Laverne, but why are you going?
We have former students that live in Grand Bahama, and we want to make sure they are involved as well.
They should come back to Nassau where they went
It's
to school.
expensive to come to Nassau and then to have to pay for the ball and wait around for the church service, and it's just a lot. So we thought we'd just go there and celebrate with them there.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, Laverne. Good stuff. Remind folks how they can get more information and get tickets and all that stuff.
They can go to tghsalumni.com. That's our website. And they can make purchases for anything they want. Tickets for the ball, which is $350. Tickets for the Phoenix Awards, which is $60, or the government, which is 9 pieces. We have scarves, short pants, short sleeve shirts, T-shirts. We have a tunic. So we have a lot of stuff. They just go online and they can see everything on our website.
You had to put that T in there, hey? TGHS.
Well, GHS alumni has been taken by a school in America.
Oh.
So the only way we could get a website, we had to add T.
Oh, okay.
So that is the reason why there is a T. And I'm glad you asked me that so people could understand.
They won't forget. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. Paul Fernando, thank you so much.
No,
Always good
thank
seeing
you so much for allowing me to come up here and be in the presence of the great Dwight Strachan.
This guy. Anyway, good seeing you as always. Laverne, we're going to be back with Morning Blend Business in just a bit. Stay with us.
Nowhere to wash my clothes. I remember one Saturday night. We had 5 fish and Johnny. Cake man take one and satisfy. Woman take 2, then she make a move.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas. And do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning, we are very pleased. We've been expecting them for a bit, but they are here today. Very happy about it. From CIBC, we're talking about their client pre-qualification symposium, and we're going to get all the details about it. We've got some heavy hitters in with us this morning. We've got the branch manager for the Harbor Bay location. We have the branch manager for the Shirley Street location, Marvin Major. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good
and
morning.
Excellent time, and we're great. Happy to be here.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. All right, so we're going to talk about the client pre-qualification symposium in just a bit, but I have to ask you about this. It's been in the news quite a bit. We had a big discussion about it on Monday. The bank opening an account process. The Prime Minister talked about it, saying how in other parts of the world it's so easy, it takes minutes, but relaying a story about somebody, it took months to open an account. What is the reality? How long does it take? And if it does take months, why would it take months? So what is the reality?
Well, we'll start with the personal accounts, and obviously the client experience will vary from bank to bank.
Mm-hmm.
But for CIBC Caribbean, if you are interested in opening a personal account, you can open that online. And once you upload everything is in order. You can open a personal account within 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now you said everything. What is everything? What are all the things
the
that you
KYC
need?
documents, your passport, your NIB, confirmation of address, and you're good. If you have any challenges applying for that account, we have a digital team, and they will then reach out to you within 48 hours and troubleshoot that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to come into a branch, you will have an appointment. You walk in and you're seen during that period.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, if you are self-employed and you have a trading as account, you can also do that online. And that's within 10 minutes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so a part of it is the education of our clients and to ensure that people are savvy using the computers, using laptops, that sort of thing, to make sure that they're taking full advantage, because the ease of doing business is a priority for the bank. And so you're not going to have an issue having to come into CIBC Caribbean, into any unit that we have opened. and have an issue opening up a personal account.
Yeah. So you do not need to come inside to open the account.
No, unless you have an issue. And once you have your confirmation code, we have a team of people that will reach out to you to make this process seamless.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge may be with some of the business accounts, of course, because they're going to be incorporated, partnerships where you may have more forms to complete. And that is a process that we continue to streamline. But the overall client experience should be one where a client can be onboarded without incident. And in addition to that, once you are an existing customer and you have your account is current with all of the information, you can actually go online, new account.
Okay.
In seconds.
Wow. So you've heard these stories before, though.
We have heard the stories.
What do you think's going on there? You think it's because people don't have everything that's required, or what's? I know
Marvin
it's not
said it
CIBC;
already.
those other people, I'm sure. But what's the issue?
I think he said it already. It's
Yeah.
the education of the clients.
Mhm.
We have to educate the client.
Sharice, turn that mic a little bit closer to you. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. We have to educate the clients about our processes. We are changing some of the processes. We're changing it for the better, to make it easier, to make it more accessible for you. So in terms of a business account, Marvin had indicated that process can be a little more exhaustive because as we review the information, we may require more information.
Right.
So that may take a while. Okay. I think people come in too just expecting they're bringing half of the information. There's an expectation that the account is going to be open with half of the information. Our requirement is, and we are mandated by the central bank to ensure that all of the information is provided, it is reviewed, and if there's any concerns, then we address it directly to the client.
Yeah. Any requirements in terms of putting money on the account?
Minimum deposits, $150.
Okay.
And we have various personal accounts, various business accounts. So you decide what account works for you.
Okay. All right. And again, how do people get more of the education that you're talking about? Should they take an active role in this, or is it up to the banks to spread the word?
Yeah, it's both. We spread the word. You can visit any of our units. We have digital champions in. But more importantly, at your leisure, you can go on the websites that we offer. You can actually select the product that suits you best for your needs. And then if you have any questions, you feel free to either call in or visit the branch nearest to you.
Okay.
But we're here to support our people.
All right. So that's good to know. Seconds. You can do this in a matter of minutes.
Once you are an existing account holder, you can open an account in seconds.
And if you're new, it still wouldn't.
Within 10.
Within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's definitely not months.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
That is good to know. Good to know. All right. So, client pre-qualification symposium.
Yeah, this is a big deal for us. It's the beginning of the year, the kickoff to 2025. We know that clients would have made their resolutions. A part of that would be the financial planning. And so we thought it fitting to launch an offer whereby we can help Bahamians secure a piece of the rock. You always hear that there's not sufficient housing in the market, but we want to be an institution that's going to help you to change that. So this Saturday at Main Branch, Shirley Street, we're going to have all of our sales specialists from all of our branches at one center. That's CIBC Main Branch opposite the new U.S. Embassy. We're going to be there from 10 to 5, and we're going to invite that want to be pre-approved, understand what you qualify for. We have the sales specialist that will engage you in a private setting. We have adequate parking. We have security, and so it's nice, it's easy, it's on a Saturday, you can move in at your leisure. And in addition to that, even though the primary focus is going to be on mortgages, we're also going to be looking at land financing, looking at auto financing, looking at debt consolidation for you as well. So whatever your interest is, be sure to visit us on Saturday at the CIBC Main Branch on Shirley Street. We're going to have instant prizes. spin and win kind of thing. So you can bring the kids along. They can be in a waiting area while you get pre-qualified for your amount.
Can you win a mortgage taken care of and everything? Not that one.
There's a lot involved with it.
Okay.
But there's a lot of giveaways. And when we talk about mortgage financing, we're talking from single to a fourplex. And all of these are going to fall under residential. So the best part about it is that a couple or a single person can actually get an income-producing home or units, and they can help to subsidize their mortgage payments with that as well, which is, not common as we move into 2025.
Yeah.
And Sharice will share some more details on that.
Yeah, Sharice.
We have an exciting offer called the Joy of Giving campaign. And persons, if you're interested in a mortgage, you want to purchase a new home, you're looking to switch from another financial institute, or you just want to refinance, we're looking at 95% financing over a 35-year period. You will be pre-approved for a gold Visa card with up to $5,000 reward points. Persons that are buying a new home, you can get up to $3,000 towards legal fees. If you're switching from another financial institute, you can get up to $10,000 in switching fees. And to refinance, you can get up to $1,000. So we're also waiving the loan application fee.
Oh, wow.
We are excited about Saturday. We understand the importance. You'd said earlier, Dwight, that there's been a lot of discussion about the housing market and how that is having an impact on persons. So we thought we'd be the leader in trying to see how we can remedy the housing issue and assisting customers with pre-qualifying for what they qualify for. So we are excited about Saturday. We think it's going to be a wonderful event. Once you come out, if you're able to get a job letter, you can bring your job letter. If no, you don't have your job letter, bring your pay slip. And our lenders, our specialists will be happy to engage you. We are innovators and creators. So we are looking to see what is the best approach to qualify you. And if you can't qualify today, we're going to give you options that will assist you in qualifying maybe a year from now.
Right. Okay, so that's all you need to bring, a job letter or a pay slip.
Correct.
And then you'll take it from there.
And then, because we're going to be extending our Joy of Giving campaign, this is for a limited time offer. So you need to come on Saturday to get on the list to take full benefit and full advantage of the offer that we have, and to ensure that you're in the best possible position to make 2025 your year.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask Laverne's usual question. I know she's always wondering about that. What about folks on other islands, in Grand Bahama? What should they do? What can they do?
Well, we're certainly going to offer the islands. We are in Grand Bahama. We are in Eleuthera and Abaco. But clients can actually reach out to us online. They can make a request in terms of the type of product that they want, and we will certainly have a sales specialist reach out to them. So we're not excluding any of the islands that are interested in continuing to bank with us and realizing their dreams of homes.
Yeah. Laverne, are you muted? I think she might be on mute, but we will get her back in. All right. So what are some of the trends that you're noticing? You talked about folks looking for income-generating properties. What do people need to keep in mind if they're heading in that direction?
Well, one of the first things is when you look at what the real estate market is doing, the real estate market remains hot. There is a huge demand for properties, and they are continuing to appreciate in value. And so it's important that we have quite a bit of developments going on. And so it's important for us to ensure that before you begin the process of looking for vacant land, a home, a condominium, you come in and you fully understand what you qualify for. So you know the ballpark that you need to play in.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, you can say, well, hey, I know how much I qualify for if it's single income or joint. And so that when you engage a real estate agent, you're able to have a target market so that the process is a lot smoother and more efficient.
Yeah, yeah. And you said that you might not be able to do this year, but you can advise folks on the steps to take to get better prepared. What do you say to somebody who's might be on their first job, but thinking about it maybe in about 5 years, 10 years? What advice would you give them at this point?
I would say still come in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do an assessment to see what you qualify now. And I always tell customers, based on your qualifying amount, just go out there to see where it's located and what you can get. So you would know, I may not like this, I may be looking for something else. You'd know what to aspire to.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as it relates to the market, the real estate market, a lot of people still are also looking for gated communities. So when we're looking at persons that are looking for homes, we always are mindful to advise them that there are fees associated with these homes. So when you're talking about association fees, if you're looking at a gated community, when we're talking about income producing,
mm-hmm.
there's an additional cost of inland revenue real property tax. So this is our discussion to you as you come in. Mm-hmm. So you'll have an understanding of what the requirements are. We're taking a holistic approach to assisting you with your financial needs.
Yeah.
And then, having an institution that allows you to have an account where your salary comes in, that you have a savings pattern, and you're able to, listen, my salary comes into you guys, you know me, I have X amount saved, this will help towards my insurance cost or legal fees. If I need additional assistance, I can reach out to the bank. But you want to have a relationship, and it's a life cycle. So we want to start with the financial planning, understanding what your goals are, how we can best assist. So it's a partnership, and that can go from vacant land straight to homes, to educating your children, to a vehicle, to planning for retirement. So we want to have a full-time relationship with you.
Yeah. Laverne?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. I mean, you already asked one of my questions.
Right.
Of course, because I always have to see what's happening in Grand Bahama. Mm-hmm. Good morning, everyone. But I did have a question about what you talked about earlier about the ease of opening an account. How easy would it be for an existing customer to switch accounts? Like if you have a savings, you want to make it a checking, or I can do that online as well?
You can do everything online. You can go, again, there. Once you hit the open account on the online, it'll show you the suites of accounts. And if you said, okay, I want a checking account, you just click checking. Again, your KYC document has to be updated. So if there's an issue, if you get an error, then you can just call us, call your branch, provide your updated KYC information. We'll update it, and you should be able to open the account again in seconds. And then you could just close out the old account that you have that you no longer want.
I guess people will be wondering about this. What is the difference or the benefits or drawbacks of a checking versus savings account?
We're in an environment right now, I think, actually this year was checks.
Mm-hmm.
Most people no longer write checks. Everything is done online, automated. So if a checking account is to write checks, then maybe that's not the product for you.
Right.
We do have checking accounts. They're called checking accounts, but you don't write checks. It's just a type of account. It's about, at the end of the day, we always talk about fees associated with these accounts. So we have what we call a direct checking account that has no fees associated. The only thing you're paying is government stamp duty once you utilize the online and the ABMs.
Okay.
So it is based on what your need is. We still have some older persons that still write checks, so that may be their need today. But we understand within the next 2 to 3 years that check presentation will be obsolete.
Yeah. So people need to think about all these things.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So a reminder about what's going to be happening on Saturday. Where and when? Give us the times and the location one more time.
All right. One more time. CIBC Caribbean. We're launching a mortgage symposium. It's going to be held at Main Branch Shirley Street, opposite the new U.S. Embassy. We're going to have sales specialists from all of our locations at Central. And so you're able to visit your sales specialist on Saturday, that's January 25th, from 10 to 5 p.m. We have a special offer that we're doing, and so we want to make sure that if you don't have all of your documents with you, we get your name, we get your address, but more importantly, we have the opportunity to sit down with you and guide you through the financial process so that you certainly understand how much you qualify for, the period of time that you have to begin the process, and then take full advantage of the offer. Once you come into us, we're actually able to counselor. And so if you're not able to secure the home that you may have at this time, we certainly have options that we will provide to you. And it will make your life so much easier to know that you have a financial institution that you have an opportunity to sit down with in a secure environment and assist you in your financial goals for this year and beyond.
And you mentioned it, consolidation. And if you are thinking about it, is this the day for you to come out as well?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the day. I mean, we have all of the specialists out. Whatever product you have an interest in, it's a symposium, but it's also an opportunity for you to engage specialists in one setting. So if you're interested in corporate banking, small business, we have everyone out. Platinum banking team, and so you meet us in one location and you have one-on-one consultation, and there is no charge for it.
Yeah.
And so you just come in at your convenience, but because of the demand, you want to get in early, get your name on the list, and then we do the follow-up work in the background.
Absolutely. All right, so this text is going to stray a little bit from what we were talking about, but because we mentioned checking accounts and banks, and you mentioned checks, Sharice, this person's asking, why are the banks pushing to get rid of checks? I don't think that's what it was, right?
The central
It was
bank,
the central bank, right?
Not the bank.
No, because it's saying
We are mandated by the
Yeah.
central bank, and the central bank has decided that checks in this environment should be
Yeah.
obsolete.
that was the central bank, not the banks.
Yeah. And again, Dwight, that's a part of the education, because once you have a Visa debit card, you don't need to issue a check. Once you have online banking, you can do transfers to banks. You can pay bills online. We have a group of people that love to visit the banks. They have the utility bill online, and they need to have this piece of paper in their hand. But if you do it online, you have confirmation that the transaction was successful. You have a receipt that you can print at any time. You can have it on your phone, so if there's an issue, you can go right into them. You don't have to search around, keeping a bunch of paper on you. So it's seamless, and it increases the efficiency, the convenience, and the ease of doing business.
Absolutely, and we definitely need that.
I have a question, sorry, as well. What is the typical monthly service fee for a checking account?
$15. That is if you're writing checks. Now, as I said, we have a direct checking account product where there are no fees. The only thing you're paying is the government stamp tax, which we're mandated.
And then
Okay, so
if you
let
open
me
an
ask
account,
another question.
yeah, not to cut you
Sorry.
off, but if you open an account that is designed for you to do online banking and using ABM features, if you then decide that you're going to come into the bank to do a manual transaction, that is where your fees will generate, because then you've just changed the agreement that you signed up for. And a lot of people are not aware of that, because you can't have it both ways. But if you...
Okay, well, I have
Yeah, sure.
have a
Go ahead.
suggestion there. So here's the thing. I'm an old, I like to say that, an old CIBC customer. So originally I had a checking account where I wrote checks. But once fees increased, and then of course with the ABM cards, I no longer use checks. I do everything online, including pay my bills through CIBC. So I'm not writing any checks. I haven't written a check in I don't know how many years. But typically my monthly service fees for my checking account is like between $12 and $15.
That is correct. The fees are between, I think we reviewed the fees sometime in September of last year. They're between $12 and $15. As I indicated earlier, you can close out that account. And you can just
So
open
I have to close out the current checking account and then open a new checking account?
a direct deposit account.
That's a recommendation to you.
Because you're saying you no
Direct
longer write
deposit.
checks.
And that should
No,
take.
I haven't written checks in years.
And you
Like
have a Visa
many,
debit
many
card?
years. I absolutely do. That's how I do all my business. I'm one of those people. I like to do everything online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll take you minutes to
You just
change,
need
right?
to amend the type of product that you have based on where we are now. So you can visit us the nearest location and we can sort that out. Yeah, not an issue.
Okay.
You got that, Laverne?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Dear. You mentioned Marvin, fourplexes, right? But someone's saying, but what about me? I want to do a 7 to 9plex owner-occupied apartment complex. Can you come up with a package for me?
Well, of course, but that's going to fall under the commercial aspect. But traditionally in the Bahamas, you could not find a financial institution that will fund up to a fourplex as a residential product. And so it's an opportunity whereby you can actually live in one, rent two, or up to three, and they can actually pay the mortgage. Once you go over to the fourplex, it is a commercial venture, and so the financing would obviously change. But you have to start from somewhere, and not very many people can get into that magnitude of borrowing right up front.
Okay.
But that's why the discussion is, if you come into us, we're able to sit down with you, understand what your aspirations are, and be able to guide you and put you on a path whereby, it's a partnership. You update us, we support you, and we guide you. But before you get into looking at a 7plex, you want to know, well, how much is a 7plex going to cost me? What would be the monthly fees? Worst case scenario, what happens if tenants move out? What would be the insurance coverage for a 7plex? Yeah. And that is something that continues to go up. Cherise mentioned the real property taxes. And so you want to make sure not go into it blindly. And the education is important, and that's why we want customers and potential clients to avail themselves of the opportunity on Saturday to come in and visit us and sit down and have that one-on-one interaction.
Where you need to be on Saturday. All right, again, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at
CIBC, main branch, Shirley Street, and all of our sales specialists will be there.
Okay. All right. It's going to be great. Cherise Archer and Marvin Major, thank you both for being with us this morning. Really appreciate it.
Happy to be here. Look forward to seeing you.
It was our pleasure.
We'll see you again soon, I hope. All right. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Episodes, that's right.
CFOW Talks has reached a huge milestone.
And we're celebrating in style.
From expert tips to groundbreaking economic insights, we've brought you the best in finance, investing, and so much more.
Now, we're turning up the volume for the next 100 episodes.
Don't miss the fun,
the knowledge,
and the power of great conversations.
Tune in every Monday at 6:30 p.m. to CFOW Talks, the podcast you can't afford to miss.
This is a public service announcement from CIBC Caribbean. We wish to remind our clients that if they receive a text message from a number purporting to be CIBC Caribbean, remember, CIBC Caribbean will never send you an SMS text. Your account has been restricted and it requires you to click on a link. CIBC Caribbean will never contact you over the phone or via an email, instant messaging, or SMS text message asking you to share your username, password, or one-time verification code. Do not click on any link purporting to be CIBC Caribbean received via SMS text message. Stay safe online and be vigilant in your everyday activity.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do? What does do? Check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Pinderella, the Sky series of porcelain, comes in 4 colors: Sky Noir, Sky Azure, Sky Gris, and this one, Sky Glass. In this particular tile, I think you'll find coin gray, silver gray, cloud gray, and gray. All of these are seamlessly blended to make the Sky Glass one beautiful tile. The Sky series of porcelain comes in 2 formats, 24 by 24 at $5.30 a square foot and 12 by 24 at $5.25 a square foot.
You work hard for your money, so let your money work hard for you. With as little as $1,000 to start, you can watch your money grow by investing in CFAL's Bahamian dollar and US dollar mutual funds, each tailored to match your unique investment profile. Our expert advisors are dedicated to crafting personalized investment strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Don't miss out on the chance to earn higher returns on your hard-earned money. Join the thousands of investors who trust CFAL and start your journey toward financial freedom today. Visit us at cfal.com to learn more about our saving and investment options, and let us help you build wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, says on a report on electricity reform in the Bahamas that the modernization of the nation's electricity grid and greater utilization of solar energy and LNG for electricity production could increase economic growth of 1% in the medium term. The report adding that investing in the Bahamas' capacity to adapt to climate change and preserve its natural capital could increase economic output by up to 9% over the long term, including through sustainable tourism. It says such transformations over the medium term could reduce fossil fuel imports, decrease the country's vulnerability to volatile global fuel prices, significantly reduce CO2 emissions, and substantially boost national output. Fidelity Bank Bahamas Limited winning a Court of Appeal bid to have a $115,000 check fraud incident overturned against Galtex Trading Corporation. The matter stems from a March 25, 2024 ruling by Justice Stefana Saunders, who granted Galtex the award for conversion and for money had and received concerning certain checks. You can read about it in today's Guardian business section. The country's monthly inflation rate increased by 0.5% last October when compared to the month before, representing the largest month-on-month increase since March 2024. That's according to the Bahamas National Statistical Institute in its most recent Consumer Price Index report. The change is reflected in the overall price of items purchased by the consumer during that period. The October 2024 increase followed a relatively stable, unchanged rate between August 2024 and September 2024. The BNSI said the category that showed the largest increase non-alcoholic beverages, which increased by 4.4%, along with health up 1.4%. Meanwhile, the other major categories recorded no increases between September and October. And large retailers called out the Department of Inland Revenue for being, quote, breathtakingly out of touch on how businesses actually work. CBS Bahamas' Vice President of Retail and Sales, Brent Burrows Jr., telling Guardian Business it condemned the DIR's appearance at the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly briefing last week when they representatives gave a justification as to why there is a discrepancy in turnover. You can read about that in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump is speaking virtually with the World Economic Forum gathering. The freshly re-inaugurated president is set to speak today to the international audience for the first time after returning to the White House with a speech and question and answer by video conference at the World Economic Forum's annual event. The fourth day of the annual gathering also has featured world leaders from also encountering challenges in their home countries. Business and tech whizzes will get their turns to speak as well. EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen will take up energy transition with the head of the International Energy Agency. Trump, no stranger to the gathering of CEOs, startup visionaries, government leaders, and world-class academics and other elites who meet in the snowy Swiss January. He came twice during his first term. The barrage of executive orders, including calling for a U.S. pullout from the Paris climate deal, creating a new agency to collect tariffs, and a pause in the TikTok ban, have fed the chatter in the Davos Congress Center corridors. Meanwhile, from the U.S., jobless claims ticked up mostly last week, but the total number of Americans collecting unemployment benefits rose to their highest level in more than 3 years. Applications for jobless benefits rose by 6,000 to 223,000 for the week ending January 18th. The Labor Department said weekly applications for jobless benefits are considered a proxy for layoffs. Analysts were expecting 219,000 new applications. The Americans receiving unemployment benefits for the week of January 11th climbed by 46,000 to 1.9 million, the most since November of 2021. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Wednesday. Your market movers: Consolidated Water down 7 cents, closing at 5.23. Emira Incorporated down 4 cents, closing at 9.15. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,084.89, down 0.12. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And in our final couple of minutes, Laverne, Donald Trump, the Donald Trump effect already
hello
being felt. So there's a story in today's Nassau Guardian, the U.S. Coast Guard to increase maritime patrols at the Bahamian border. Our Travis Cartwright Carroll writing about it today. The U.S. Coast Guard announcing yesterday that it will increase patrols in key areas, including the border between the Bahamas and South Florida, in compliance with President Trump's executive order to move military personnel to protect the U.S. border. So the Coast Guard Acting Commandant Admiral Keith Lunday saying, quote, the U.S. Coast Guard is the world's premier maritime law enforcement agency, vital to protecting America's maritime borders, territorial integrity, and sovereignty. Going on to say that per the president's executive orders, I've directed my operational commanders to immediately surge assets, cutters, aircraft, boats, and deployable specialized forces to increase Coast Guard presence. So Lundy's saying that those surge in assets will be in key areas, including the southeast U.S. border approaching Florida, to deter and prevent a maritime mass migration from Haiti and or Cuba, the border between the Bahamas and Florida, the maritime border between the U.S. and Mexico in the Pacific, and the maritime border between Texas and Mexico in the Gulf of Mexico, among other areas. I think in the quote, yes, they are calling it Gulf of America. I do want to say to the Bahamian media, my colleagues, please don't do this. Do not.
Gulf of Mexico.
Do not. If they insist, that's fine, but you don't have to call it that. Let's be sensible now. Let's be sensible.
Yeah. And it's nothing that's,
Yeah.
It's
No
what
law.
he's
You're not
decided.
required to.
It's not a law.
You don't
You're
have
not
to say it.
required.
If they write that,
It's
don't
the Gulf
write
of
that.
It's the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, they don't spell harbor the way we spell harbor. So,
Exactly.
So come now. Let's not be stupid. Anyway,
Let's be reasonable.
Yes, even though we love the Coast Guard, because again, if you're on a boat or a plane and you end up in the water out there, more than likely it'll be the Coast Guard. Hardly any Bahamian ship that might save you. So we salute the Coast Guard, absolutely, but Gulf of Mexico, that's what it is. Anyway, the statement goes on to say, together in coordination with our Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense teammates, we will detect, deter, and interdict illegal migration, drug smuggling, and other terrorist or hostile activity before it reaches our border. The Davis administration did not immediately react to the Coast Guard's announcement. Interesting. Well, that would benefit us as well, I'm sure, if there's illegal migration through these waters. So, hey. But let's get your quick reaction to it. This is moving very quickly these days. Every day there's something new, some new development here with U.S. President Trump. Let's get what you have to say about it really quickly. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Here is a text. Dwight, why the heck aren't we beefing up our borders as well? Does government not know there will be migration? I mean, more than before? You think there would be? I don't think there would be, but okay. I'll be calling it the Gulf of America for all the Trump-hating folks. The Bahamas will soon be Trump country. So is this a joke to you, or are you being serious here? Which one is this? Are you trying to? Okay, that's very funny.
Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe they're trying a little bit of both. You know what? Everybody has the right to protect their country. And if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do in terms of beefing up Border Patrol. It's our responsibility as well to protect our borders and to make sure, though, that in their efforts, we don't become a dumping ground.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's take this call quickly. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can barely hear you. Your phone.
I support.
Are you there? Okay, they're breaking up. Anyway, we're out of time anyway. I think he was saying he supports, so maybe he supports what's happening. We'll see. We'll see. And again, everybody needs to be paying attention to these things. And as you said, you got to protect what's happening to your country as well. So we can't fault them for that.
Right.
Yeah. But, just know what's going on, folks. And send word to all the others who might be thinking of doing something silly that this is not the time for that. Laverne Gardner, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to be here.
I'll talk with you next week. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio. Stay tuned for Aaron Green on the clock next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.